Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's that girl Terry, and if you are new here, I say welcome on board. For those of you who are always here and are waiting my videos, I say thank you for the continuous support. This is a place where you're gonna find a lot of motivational videos, inspiring videos, interviews by different individuals of their life struggles, their story, because everybody has a story. Normally sometimes we judge people and we don't know their story. So this is one of the things that my channel will be helping others understand people, that everybody is different. Everybody's not the same. We have different capabilities and whatnot. So today I'm here with Udoka Constantine, and she is a young individual. She's a young athletic, and she's from St. Lucia, but she resides in the United States on a student scholarship. So she's here to tell us a little bit about her experience and challenges on her journey to success. Let's get right into it. Hi, Doka.
Hello.
How are you, Doka? It has been a very long time I haven't seen you.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
You look
By
very
God's grace.
good. You look
Thank
so
you.
pretty today. Well, you're pretty every day, but today
Yeah,
you
I get
look
you. It's
so
fine.
nice.
I
Yeah.
accept the compliment.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so Doka, I would like to take the time out to first thank you for coming on here, joining us today. I am very thankful, and I hope you are also.
Yeah, I'm quite
Yes,
excited. No problem.
yes, thank you. Okay, so today, Doka, you're gonna tell us a little more about yourself and why are you here with us today?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Udoka Constantine. My government name is Claudina. That's what you see when if it's not news or some post about me on social media, whether it's Facebook, you're gonna see Claudina, but mostly everybody knows me by Udoka or Doka. I am from Palmis, Soufrière, Saint Lucia. My mother's family is from there. My dad is more like Palmis Road, Soufrière, and I am 20 years old. I am now pursuing track and field, and I'm now in the US on a track and field scholarship. Well, trying to get my bachelor's degree. That's what I'm working on. A little about me. I'm very outgoing, outspoken. I like having fun.
We all like having.
Yeah, I like meeting new people. I like engaging in stuff that challenges me. Yeah. So, and I'm
Yeah,
here to speak about how you succeed as a strong woman because you do face challenges. Yeah.
and that's right. Wow, congratulations to you, Doka, on your journey. I am so
Thank
proud
you.
of you, and especially where you coming from, where you used to be, that you moving forward, and that is a very very good thing that you going on. Congratulations again,
Thank
and
you.
you from Palmy Saint Lucia. Everybody know again it's highlighted as a ghetto, but
Is it?
a
Is
ghetto
Spanish
it
really a
doesn't.
ghetto?
Well, that's how that's how people highlight these kind of communities. But it
Well,
doesn't matter if it's a ghetto. It's the person, it's the individual.
to me, Palmis is a community like every other community in Sufre. I
That's right.
so I don't see. To me, it's not a ghetto. It's somewhere I grew up. It's a community, just like for Benye, just like New Development. It's a
hmm
community.
Yeah, true. But oh well, that's how society use it. But anyways, like I said, it's the individual and not what what title they give it.
True, true.
So, Doka, can you tell us a little more about your childhood growing up?
About my childhood growing up, I did a lot of back and forth, um, Palmis and the Palmis Road because when I was young, when I attended from preschool all the way to when I attended Safa, I did a lot of back and forth from my mom's house to my grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when I was really young, like preschool into primary school, my mom worked in Castries, so we could not have stayed in Palmy. So we used to wake up like 6 o'clock in the morning, get our stuff, get ready, and then walk down to my grandma's house. And then my mom leaves for work, and then everything is by my grandma's house. We get ready for school, we come back, we eat lunch there, we go back to school. Then we wait after school. I go to my grandma's house. Then we wait on my mom to come from work, and then we go home to Palmis. Yeah, when I was really young, my dad and my mom got separated. So that's one of the reasons why we did a lot of back and forth from my grandma's house to my mom's house. But yeah, and also um I wouldn't say there was anything hectic about my childhood. I mean, it's just a lot of back and forth to Palmis and the Palmis route. Just that
So,
basically.
um, would you say that the separation of your mom and dad did it have any? Did it affect you in any way?
To be honest, not as much. I mean, I would love to have my dad with me at home when I come from school, have my dad there. But it didn't affect me as much because my dad took care of me and he nurtured me as much as a dad would if they would live with you at your house, if you live with them. Um, my dad always took time out to see me, everything. Well, when it's in, well, for school, everything related to school, he would take care of it. He would be there. He would be in my meetings. Every single thing that I needed, he was there to take care of it. Not saying that my mom wasn't taking care of me. My mom was, but for a dad who's not
Yeah.
living with you, he did everything in his power to see that I had everything that I needed and I
Mm-hmm.
was taken care of for sure.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Even if he's not like he wasn't present in in your home, his spirit was still there. Like he still did what he had to do and ensure.
Yeah.
So
But
I agree. It wouldn't affect you because most times you would have parents who are separated, and it's going
yeah.
to affect the kids because maybe they're gonna hold it against the children and not play the part they're supposed to play, and that will affect the children more because they see that they don't have both parents, and still the one of them, like they hardly reach out, they hardly pay attention or stuff like that. But
Yeah.
very lucky, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt me. Well, I wouldn't say hurt me, but it didn't affect me because on school days, I would not always see my father because he is he's a manager at Nchasne
Mm-hmm.
and he works a lot of night shifts. And when he comes down to my grandma's house, it's more like in the afternoon. And when I come home for lunch, if I don't miss him by a hug, I would totally miss him, but there are times I was lucky to actually see him leaving for work. So I was thankful. Um,
You
so
sound like a daddy's girl, huh? Sound
well,
like a
probably I am. I won't disagree to that. I probably am. I mean, I love my dad. I really do. My dad is my everything. Like every single thing I need, he's there for me. Like support emotionally, physically. My dad is there. My
yeah,
mom is also there. She's there also. My mom does everything in her power to provide for me. So it's
yeah.
just that I wouldn't say I'm following the tradition where they say women tend to lean to their fathers. It's just that I really love my dad. I really do.
But
Yeah.
I think it's a fact though. Like it's true. Like girls, no matter whatever the father has done, girls will always see the father forever.
Yeah. And my dad was really, really, really strict. Like extremely strict when I was growing up. My dad would always ensure that I was studying. He would always ensure that I was in my books. My dad always ensured that even around common entrance time, like my dad literally bought every single thing that could have helped me pass
Mm-hmm.
for common entrance. He did. All the resources he made them available to me. And I had my cousins helping me study. I like because all of us, well, me and my cousin Lufani, we took common entrance at the same time. So she was there. She assisted me study and all of that. And it's like when my dad came home and he wasn't seeing me like at my grandma's house, if he didn't see me do like if I wasn't engaging in anything productive, he would
Yeah,
have an issue with that because to him it's like if you're not doing something productive, then what are you really doing? So
exactly.
so
That's
yeah,
right.
I was thankful for that.
He was actually ensuring that he's contributing to
Yeah, yeah,
every aspect of your life, education, love.
yeah,
Yeah, he was there. But that's really good because they have a lot of persons out there they don't have that from the dad, and like I said, you very
hmm,
keep it up.
true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, my mom also like when we used to stay because there was a point in time where I totally moved from Palmis and I lived with my grandma. So when I used to leave Palmis, my mom was like that as well. She like sort of prevented me from going out. I couldn't go out late. I couldn't go play with friends.
Yeah,
It's
like
like it was hard for me to go out. She always wanted me to stay inside, and she was always telling me to take my book, make sure I'm reading, make sure I'm studying. You know. So
yeah.
they both really
Parents
contributed.
very strict, especially when they have girls. So they want to make sure that you don't go the wrong way, the wrong direction, or do things you're not
Mhm.
supposed to get yourself involved in. So it was for your own benefit, and I'm sure that you took a lot out of that. You right now you out there making them proud, and that is very good.
Yeah, I mean, I had my challenges. I faced a lot of challenges in my childhood, but I overcame them.
Hmm. At what age you started participating in track and field?
I started, I would say, in infant school, not taking track seriously. I didn't take track seriously then.
How old were you?
I was about, I would say, 5 when I started just
Okay.
running for fun because infant school you running for
Yeah.
like yeah. Then
They
when
were.
I came to primary school, there was a PE teacher who saw that I had potential, Mr. Mark Antoine. He's now teaching at Super Comprehensive. And he was at the time I was in blue and it was called Alcindor.
Hmm.
And he realized that I had potential after running a marathon. And after that, I started participating in different sporting activities. And he realized that I had potential in track. So then he started putting me in different events, and then I started leaning more towards the 800 meters, and I started doing long distance, 1500. And then, that's how it started. So I would say I took track serious in grade 5. That's when I met Mr. Je Philippe, Mr. Vincent Je Philippe. He used to take us to training, and then, everybody in collaboration worked with me. From Mr. T. Francis, Gracious, my cousin Howie St. Amy, Devon St. Amy,
And all these
um,
people are sportsmen, huh? Very.
yeah, Tevin Senja. I used to train with him. Many other athletes
Yeah.
in the Super Basin. They used to take us out to training. That's who. But Mr. T. Francis was the one training me back
Hmm.
then. He used to ensure that our workouts were very challenging. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
but I
very.
would say the reason why I liked it because we were in different venues training. Sometimes we would be on the roads, going all the way to the Sulphur Springs. We would be on the beach. We would be running to Force Jacques. We would be on the road next to the stadium training. So it used to be exciting. There was a point in time Nimaya used to train me, and Nimaya comes with some heat.
Yeah,
He does.
I
So
used to
yeah,
do before, so I know it can be a little intense, and you have to be
yeah,
very determined. But that wasn't like something that I wanted, like a long term thing. I was just doing it because I was at school.
true, true.
It's part of at school. So, Doka, so do you think, like, did you ever had track and field as a dream? Like you wanted to, did you like have that as plan? Like you wanted to move forward and go all the way out, go out in the States and get engaged in the different academic, what do you call
I
that?
didn't actually. I wasn't planning on moving forward with track and field. But then I'm not. There's one person I missed. Jason, we know him as Quasha.
Yeah.
He was also the one pushing me and telling me, "Oh, track and field is what you're good at. Track and field is what you're good at." Because I used to take part in every single thing, like anything you name it, I was part of it. Um, Then I started participating in netball. I started participating in football. Then I was leaning into volleyball at the time. I represented St. Lucia in the Winwood Island School Games in Dominica. I think it was 2014 when I represented St. Lucia. Then after that, I leaned into football when gigs took me in to sharpen my skill, nurture me in the football arena. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when the opportunity arose for me to come to the US to study. So
And how
so
did you
yeah,
opportunity?
I got scouted from via a football showcase that the Free Kick hosted at the time. I got scouted there. I got the opportunity through them to come to the US, and the football scholarship I did get, but it was a partial scholarship. So the coach at the yeah, the coach at the college that selected me spoke to the track and field coach at the college and she told him that I have talent, I'm a track and field runner, and he offered me a full scholarship to come up. At the time it was Essex County College in New Jersey. That was my first opportunity.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
hmm
That's good. And what would you say are your other accomplishments so far on your journey?
Accomplishments, I would say academic, uh, yeah, academic achievements because when I was at Essex, I got most academic achiever for my team, for the women's team, with a GPA of 3.77. So I got an academic achievement for that. Then I transferred to Butler after a year. That's when Coach Metler took me in. He also offered me a full scholarship, and that's where I started improving my times. Because when I was at Essex, my talent was still raw. Um, so yeah, when I went to Butler, my coach started studying me, seeing what I'm best at, what are my weaknesses, what are my strengths, and then he groomed me. So for there, I achieved an All-American academic scholar certificate,
Mm,
which
wow.
means, yeah, which is a certificate awarded to you if you have a GPA of 3.5 and above, I believe. I'm not too sure, but I think it's around that. Yeah. That's an award within the like everyone in America participating in junior college track
Mhm.
and field or junior college sports. Yeah, so I got awarded that.
That's good though, cause
Mm,
that's good. That's
yeah,
great achievements. Like you doing like everything just falling into place for you as you go, as you move up. Every step you move up, every something happens for you, and you very great.
yeah,
Things has just been happening for you all along. Like
yeah,
you move, something is happening for you, and that is really really good. I applaud you for that.
yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, I also achieved an All American award for track and field for the 800.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I came to Coppin the following year, I recently got awarded an academic award within my conference.
Mm.
Yes, so I mean, as a student athlete, it's very challenging to prioritize your time and
So what would you say?
balancing school and track. It's very tough, to be very honest. It's tough, but you have to be strong-willed. You have to be determined. You
Consistent.
know, goal-oriented, because if you have no goals, then you're
You don't know.
basically just spinning in mud because you don't have direction. You have no provision. So yeah, I
That's
was very determined because back home, if I because when I went to South Africa, I was too young to go to nursing school.
mhm.
So I had to go to South Africa for 2 years because in St. Lucia you have to be 18 to go to nursing school, and that's what I wanted to do after I left super comprehensive. But I was too young, so I went to South Africa. I studied for a year. I studied hospitality studies for a year. And then after a year, that's when I got the opportunity to come to the US, so I took it. So yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is your biggest challenge faced on this journey? What would you
My
say is
biggest
one
my biggest challenge first is time management.
time?
Because yeah, time management because if you realize we have 24 hours in a day, subtracting the 8 for sleep, and most times somebody like me, I don't get 8 hours of sleep for sure.
Yeah.
Because we have to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning for practice. When you look at it, for me, I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get ready because I need to shake off. Me just waking up. If I have to get something to eat or drink a cup of tea or water, I have to get up, get myself ready for training. And then most times I'm studying throughout the night. I go to bed like probably 1 o'clock in the morning trying to finish assignments, studying. Sometimes I cry because it's so tough because I have to train. Because after we train at 6 a.m. in the morning, we have to come back and train at 2:30 p.m. So it's like, and we have classes right after 6 a.m. practice. We have classes. So we have to rush home, shower, get ready for class. And then classes are like back to back. Then straight after classes, we have to go to train. Sometimes after training, we still have another class. So it's like really tough. There were days I used to cry because it was really overwhelming. It was taking a toll on me. I used to call my dad for support.
Well,
So it was tough.
nothing. Nothing. Anything you do now. Easy is not an option. Everything comes with hard work. We've hard work,
Yeah.
sacrifices, especially um, about time. Time is very important, but you cannot expect to get if you have a goal and a dream, and you have to wake up every single day to ensure that you do something to you're doing something to get closer to your dream. You do not expect to be getting 6 hours sleep or the amount of hours sleep that your body needs as a human being. Because if you notice, successful people, they get rich whilst you sleeping. They're up overnight trying to work and trying to
Mm-hmm.
do, whilst you taking your beauty sleep. for you want to make sure you take your 8 hours sleeping. They have people that stays up. Sometimes they don't even sleep because they're busy working on trying to accomplish something and reach closer to their goal. So all
Yeah.
sacrifices you're making. So at the end of the day, your hard work pays off. Like, you're gonna be just, when you get rewarded for certain things, you'll be like, okay, I deserve this because I miss sleep, I don't eat properly, I don't sleep properly, I don't, you don't eat properly. Sometimes you cannot even take care of yourself the way you want to because hey, I have this and that. You just even forget about yourself. Trust me.
True.
You're forgetting what you like, the things you like, the things you once like, you was once doing and thing. Now you don't have time for that. You have to focus on how am I gonna get there? What should I do? Like, you're gonna be very busy. So it happens. It's okay to cry. Like, when you cry, the crying strengthens you. Like you have to cry it out. It's okay, you have to. The most important thing is you don't give up. You have to. You can cry, you can roll, you can do whatever you want, but you have to get up to go the next morning.
Yeah, there are times I used to like when I first came up, I was homesick. Like I was so accustomed to me. I was so accustomed to having my family around, having them support me, and my dad is always there. What you need, what's going on with you, what's new. Like my dad was always there, and like when I came to the US, I was like totally like on my own.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is a phone call away, but he works. I have to know because we have a schedule as to when I can call him. And most time when my dad used to call me, it used to be like probably like 12 in the morning because when he comes from work, that's the only time he can get to call me.
Yeah.
Because during the day, I'm busy, I'm in class, I have training, I have other stuff, I have weight training. It's like my entire day is jump packed. So I literally have to make sure I put in time to study because it's like if I'm not studying, I'm at practice. If I'm not at practice, I'm in class. If I'm not in class, I'm lifting. So
Mm-hmm.
it was hectic. It is hectic to be a student athlete. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. It's hard. But it depends, and also it depends on your major, how many credits you're taking. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I used to take about 15 credits every semester. That's like five
And
courses.
what's a major?
My major right now is nursing at Coppin State University. When I was at Essex, I was taking general science.
Okay.
Then when I transferred to Butler, I pursued liberal arts. It's like a combination of different subjects. But now I'm at Coppin. When I first came, I was a pre-nursing major because you have to complete all your prerequisite courses to actually be in the program and be a nursing major. So I did that. I was successful in doing so. I completed all my prerequisites. I passed all of them. I wrote my HESI, which is like a test that we have to take to get accepted into the nursing program. If you don't pass that test, then you don't get accepted. So I did. I wrote that exam. I passed, and I recently got to know that I got accepted into the nursing program. So this coming August 31st, I'm gonna be starting nursing school.
Oh,
So I'm
congrats.
pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah.
So okay, well, I guess you answered that question because I I would have asked you if there was any other thing apart from track and field that you desire, like it's your desire, you wish to do. So now you answered that question. You're interested in nursing.
Mhm.
That's very good, and look, you have already been accepted. Doka, you are a very successful woman already. You know that. Your story,
By the grace of God, yes. I put him first.
your comments, everything you said so far, like that is very, that's like very successful. Like you very intelligent, you very like you everything. Like wow, like that's a lot of work, to be honest. It's a lot of work.
It
Not everyone
is.
will be able to to hold the grounds and say, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. And again, coming from St. Lucia, back home you don't have all these opportunities, and you get this
No.
to go to the States and accomplish all these things. So you have to try. Like you cannot just let the opportunity pass and just go in the States and just live free. Okay, I get a scholarship, so I don't really need to do this. But
Yeah,
we're different, because now you're doing very, very, very well, and you have so many more to accomplish. And I'm very happy. I'm proud of you. I
thank
said
you.
when I spoke to you at first, I said I'm really, really proud of you, and I know I just knew they had something about you. Like I wanted to hear of your story, because I've never heard anything about you ever since you left Saint Lucia. I've only
Mm-hmm.
seen pictures or photos of you in your, you know, athletic uniform, and saying about your academic. You won your academic. What did you win again?
Oh, my academic, like it's different type of academic awards.
Okay, but I
Mm.
saw one with the flag thing, and then I was like, oh wow, I'm very proud of you. And you know,
You mean the All American Academic Award?
yes, okay,
Yeah.
All American Academic Award, and that's very good, Doka. Keep it up, keep it up. That is very good. So, where do you think you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 10 years? I want to further my education in nursing. So I would basically okay, so my ultimate goal is to become a nurse practitioner. It's either yeah, so in the next 10 years, after I get my nursing degree, if God spare, I'm gonna work. I want to work for probably like I would say 2 to 3 years, then go get my master's degree. And then after I get my master's degree, I would probably want to go get my doctorate. After I would say probably
You have
like
plans. You have big plans. That's very good.
yeah,
But
like
all, I applaud you. Keep.
yeah. So yeah, I want to further my education in nursing, and also I was talking to my dad about some plans that I wanted to do back home. It's not concrete as yet. I don't want to, talk
Yeah,
about it because,
it's your
people,
personal.
yeah. So
No,
it's still
you cannot speak
premature.
about
So I don't want to
plans.
talk about it.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, you cannot speak out. You cannot speak out about your plans until you see it happen. Like,
Yeah, so
because when you speak about it, sometimes it's like,
that's what the devil is asking for, to hear stuff that you plan on doing, to
yep. So that's why
send
you
people to discourage
have.
you.
I know, even me, I have to learn that, because sometimes you're so excited about your plan and your idea, and you want to share it, like, and say, hey, what you think about that, and I want to do. It's just excitement, but at the same time it depends on who you sharing your ideas with, because
Yeah.
everybody wants to see you successful. Not everybody
Yeah,
who is showing you that they're happy for you are actually happy for you. So sometimes
true,
you
true.
just be careful who you share your ideas with, who you tell about your plans, your future plans, and who you involve in your this, because trust me, you cannot trust anybody now.
Well, but I would say I'm thankful for those I've met along the way,
Of course.
especially for my friends that I met at Essex. They're like really loyal friends. Because when I was at when I was at Essex, it was one of my most challenging times in terms of the coach. I felt like he didn't like me that much. I don't know for whatever reason. I don't know why. But it's like I always had a tough time communicating with him.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think the program he used to give us was not as effective because I was not improving. And he used to treat me bad sometimes. Like most of the time he used to really treat me bad. That's where I literally That's where my strength was tested. And the friends that I gained at Essex were the one who actually helped me go through that difficult time. Apart from my dad always checking on me, always praying for me, they were the ones who, my friends were the ones who held me together, because there was a point in time I was telling my dad that I wanted to come back home because my coach made it so difficult for me. I was crying. I told my dad, like, if I'm not feeling comfortable here, it doesn't make sense I stay, despite it being a good opportunity for me to further my education and attain a lot of my goals. I mean, I don't want to stay here. If I'm having a hard time, I might
Yeah.
as well come home and then go to nursing school or do whatever I have to do back there. So yeah, but um
Well, you will get that. You will get these things along the way.
yeah,
That
but it was like really really bad. Like there were points in times I didn't want to go to training because I was so mad at him. I didn't want to see him. It's like I didn't want, like I wasn't feeling comfortable because he was really mean to me.
but like you said, that's where your strength was tested, because along the way you're gonna
Yeah.
get that maybe sometimes he didn't, like, personally he did not have anything against you, but that was just a test that was sent to you to test your strength, like you said earlier on. So most times when we see, like, sometimes you're on a job or you in a class and you see somebody so mean to you, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person hates you. That person sees potential in you, so they're gonna give you a lot of hard time, so you can, like, to see how strong you are, like how far you can go, how you can take, because the journey you on right now, that's a very tough journey. Nothing going to be
Yeah.
for you. Everything that's gonna come is gonna come very harsh and, raw for you. So it's up to you. Like, you have to strengthen yourself and know how to deal with it. So most times when you get to come across people like that, don't like don't have the mentality that maybe they hate you and they're giving you a hard time. They see potential in you, so they're trying to help you come up, like, buckle up yourself and stuff like that.
Mm.
They don't really really hate you. Well, they have some that will hate you because they see potential and they were like, okay, so you coming from here, why you think you can come and take over and stuff like that. But 90% of people that you think that's mean to you, like your boss or your coach, and think they're not mean to you, like, personally. They're just there to give you a hard time so you can get stronger.
Well, at the time, I don't know what I don't know what his problem was. But to be honest, when I was at SS, I was not running good times because as an 800-meter runner, if you're running a 224, 222, that's like a really bad time, slow time. And that's what I was running when I was there. So I don't know what his reason. I mean, I was doing everything in my power. I was following his commands. I was getting my schoolwork done. I was passing. I was doing everything that
Exactly.
I was supposed to do. I was taking care of everything that was my responsibility. I was doing what I had to do on my end. I don't know what his problem was, to be honest.
But that's what I'm telling
Yeah. So
you. And
so the thing is,
but
I'm not saying we're not gonna meet challenging people along. Like that's life. You're gonna meet people like that. But I'm just saying
you was
it was
different.
really it was different. Yeah, it really was. So, and I don't do anything if I don't have God in my life for sure. So I found a
Of
church
course. Mm-hmm.
I really loved. I attended church every Sunday. I attended prayer meetings. So it's like, even though I was a student athlete, I had training all the time. I had to study. I took time out to make ensure that I attended church service. I attended Bible study at nights. So
Yep, you have to make time
I
for God
always
also.
prayed to
Yeah.
make sure, yeah, make sure that God is always present in my life to help me move on.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep, that's important. We must never forget God, because without God, it's
Mm-mm.
impossible. So,
Yeah.
uh, what would you like to say to our young folks out there? Well, not just young, but our people out there, our viewers, persons who have problems, like, they're doubting themselves, they're sitting on their dreams because they have no confidence that they can reach as far as they want to or they need to. What is that message you want to send out to them based on your experience?
I would say everybody says to believe in yourself, put your mind to it and you can achieve it. That is true. But I will also say, you know how people say they don't need anybody to achieve their goals? Yes, you do. You do need people in life. You do. And the reason I say that is Miss Lamontagne, Miss Claudia Lamontagne, and her husband were two of the people who kept telling me that I need to stop doubting myself because I was a doubter. I used to doubt myself a lot. I never thought I could have achieved anything.
Mm-hmm.
So every time Miss Lamontagne would tell me, there's this workshop, I would like for you to attend it, I would say, me, I'm not the person. You can check this person, you can check that person. So I would tell the person, like, if you feel like every time you want to achieve something and you're doubting yourself, go speak to somebody you can relate to. Speak to somebody that can guide you along the way. I mean, if you have to go see a counselor, do that. Like, find the help that you need. Because if you don't believe in yourself, there's people that can help you believe in yourself. There's somebody that's always gonna remind you of your progress. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna remind you of good things that you've done. Despite because you're always gonna get people that's not for you. These people don't matter. The people who matter are the ones who are trying to help you move forward in life. You know, people who are trying to help you be the best version of yourself. Leave your past behind you, move forward into better and greater things. So yeah, that's what I would say. I would say if you don't believe in yourself, speak to somebody who's been there, speak to somebody who looks at you and wants to see you move forward. Speak to them about stuff that you want to achieve. Maybe they're definitely gonna give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and ensure when you're doing that, you look for people who's gonna be brutally honest with you, because people
Yes.
who always tells you nice things sometimes aren't the ones for you. They're just complimenting you or telling you you're doing good job because they
They
don't want to see
feel
you do
good.
better than them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Miss Lamontagne, Miss Nikita Isaac, everybody who held me together throughout my time growing up, even now, I am really honest because not only they would tell me the right things that I'm doing, but they would also tell me the wrong things, things that aren't the
But
best,
just
to
mm-hmm.
get engaged in. So yeah,
Okay, yeah, and that's true. I agree that 100%. They always say, associate yourself with people that will push you, that will build you, not people that will send negativity towards everything that you're trying to do. So if you see somebody
yeah,
do something and it's not you, okay, you see it's not right, but don't just tell them, oh, that's not good, and no, you're not gonna make it. But pull them and say,
yeah,
hey, you doing this, but if you do it that way, maybe you will improve and get better at that. So it's
yeah,
who you like you associate yourself with. You have to associate yourself with people that are, like you said, that are honest, and they want to see you progress and not just afraid that you become better than them.
mm-hmm.
A lot of persons don't support each other and uplift each other because they're afraid that you turn out to be better than them, and it's not, you're not supposed to be like that, because everybody have the capabilities, everybody have their own thing, we all are different. So if you can become that, and maybe you can become something better than me, I don't have to be, on top.
Yeah. I always say that to my friends. I'm like, we're friends, and if you end up being more successful than me, I'll support you.
Of
I
course.
mean, there's no reason why I should not be happy for you. I'm gonna be happy for you genuinely with an open heart. I
Mm,
will. And another thing that also helped me is getting engaged in a lot of leadership workshops, character building, team building. A lot of that stuff really helped me as a young individual to grow up because I had problems with public speaking. I didn't want to speak. You put a mic in front of me, I'll run away. That was me before.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to take leadership growing up. So every single, and that's what I was saying too. A lot of people around me, they realize my weaknesses and they push me towards better in myself. They when opportunities arose, they they told me, why not go for that? Get engaged in this type of event, like like put yourself in positions where you can be selected to better yourself. Like, if an opportunity comes towards you, take it. Never back down. Challenge yourself.
Try. You have to
So when
try.
I wasn't, so when I was in secondary school, growing up, Miss Isaac and Miss Lamontine, Mr. Santemi, Mr. Mark Antoine, from Mr. Charles. Who else? There was many other teachers that would tell me to move forward. Like Mr. Wings, that is he's dead now. Used to always tell me, go ahead, like get myself engaged in different activities. So there was a time, like, I was going through a phase where my mind, like, I was really, like, my self-esteem was really low. I didn't believe in myself. So that's what I was talking about earlier on. um Miss Lamontine, Miss Nikita Isaac were the two I was going to tell them what I plan on doing at secondary school. So I was part of young leaders, which Miss Nikita Isaac and Miss, I forgot her name, but Miss Daisy at the time used to coordinate. I took part in that. There was a time I started off, I wanted to join the Students' Council, so I first started out being a assistant secretary. Then when I was in Form 4, I went up as the president of the Students' Council. So these are a lot of activities, the workshop and stuff I got myself engaged in to build my self-esteem, to make
Yeah.
me believe in myself and all of that.
Yeah. And
So,
that's really, really, really good. And you see, all these things help you to become a better individual. And today you're doing very, very well. Very, 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 very well.
hmm,
And I applaud you again. Like I said, I am very proud of you. And I'm sure that a lot of people out there are proud of you, especially St. Lucians, because you out there making St. Lucia proud. And I would like to say thank you very much again for joining us and
yeah.
and
I would,
sharing story and challenges and success and accomplishments and everything with us. I really, really, really do appreciate you.
yeah, and I would like to say, for those who aspire gaining like a scholarship in the United States, I would like to tell them, like, ensure that you have absolutely every single, like, you get to, like, all the information you can gather about the scholarship. Please do so, because everybody think it's a bed of roses when you get a scholarship in the US. It's not. It really isn't, because when you look at it, the scholarship only covers books. It covers um your tuition. If you're staying on campus, it covers that. If you're staying off campus, it covers the rent and stuff. But every now and then you want to go somewhere, you want to, if you're a woman, you need your stuff. As a man, you need new clothes. As individuals, you like to freshen up yourself. You like to feel,
Mhm.
irie. And you know that the currency exchange is not always something that you would want to consider in terms of having your parents send you money all the time. There are people who are quite fortunate. Their parents can do it all the time, send them money, keep sending them money. But I'm very considerate, because I have a sister. She's back home, and if my dad focuses completely on me, then that means my sister will be getting less attention.
Yeah.
So yes, I like when my dad sends me money. I appreciate it, but I also tell him, like, sometimes it's okay. Like, I can write it out, and You know, like if my sister needs something, get her, because he provides everything we need. But my sister will always want something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She'll always want something now and then, and it's a lot to send money to your daughter or your son in the United States. It's really hard. So I'm saying to people out there who want to gain a scholarship, whether it's track, basketball, football, all student athletes know what I'm talking about. They know the struggles that we go through.
Yeah.
So make sure when you're coming to the US, you speak to the coach, you hit every single nail on the head. Make sure he's honest. Make sure you get like they give you a tour about the school, what the school entails, what the scholarship entails. I mean, what is being offered to you. Ensure that you know exactly what you're coming into when you come to the US. From the time who's picking you up on the airport when you land, where you're going to sleep, what's gonna be provided to you when you arrive, like all of this stuff, you have to know it, like you really have to, because student athletes, because when we come to the US the first year, we cannot work.
Mm-hmm.
We can't, like we're prohibited to work the first year we come to the US. But after the first year, we can work, but we need to go and get a social security number, which is not easy to get. You need to have a job opportunity. You need to have a letter saying that you got accepted at a job. And all most times they don't want us working out off campus. They want us to work on campus. But unfortunately for me, I never had the time to work because I'm a track and field athlete. I also My majors aren't easy, so I always have to be studying because I study the sciences. So I always have to be in my books, ensuring that I'm learning the content, because in university they don't teach you.
Yeah.
Like back home and here, the systems are very different. The teachers are very thorough in the Caribbean. If you need help, they're always available. But in the United States, you have to do a lot of studying on your own because the lecturers are just there to touch the basics, you know? This
Mm-hmm.
is what we're studying today. We're going through this. Because in the US, for you to see a professor, you have to make an appointment. You have to know their office hours. Not like in the Caribbean in secondary school, you just can walk in the office and say, "Can I speak to this professor? Can I speak to that professor if they're available, if they're not in the class?" But here, it's a whole different ball game. You're pretty much on your own. You have to write your notes. You have to know how to write notes. I mean, when the professor is lecturing, because
Mm-hmm.
they're really quick and they move. When I tell you quick, they do.
Yeah.
So like it's
You know everything. Everything, like like I said, everything have its challenges, its consequences, its ups and downs. You like you say, you have to be prepared as to where you want, what you're going into and whatnot. Okay, so Doka, thank you very, very, very much. Like I said, for coming here, coming joining us and sharing your story with us. I really, really do appreciate it.
you're
Okay.
most welcome. It was nice being on here with you.
Yes, thank you very much. And see you next time. Well, I'll speak to you some other time. But again, thank you very much for coming on. Bye.
Okay. That's